Welcome, Beachbody champions. I can't believe we are already at the end of July. It seems like the summer has just gone by way too fast. And today we have an amazing woman who is coming on here today to share her Beachbody story. She is a mother of two little girls. She's been a coach for 4 years and has hit Success Club 10 every month that she's been a coach. And she's coming to us from Seattle, Washington. And she's also a certified Live Insanity instructor. And so I'm super excited to have Savannah here on the page. And so welcome, Savannah. Can you come on in?
Yes.
Awesome.
Hello.
Thanks so much. Hi.
Hi.
So glad to have you here today.
Thank you. It is like literally a huge honor to be on here. Like I never expected this, and I'm just being totally honest, I'm nervous, but I'm way more excited to just be here because Beachbody has completely changed my life, and I absolutely love sharing about it. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm super excited to hear your story today, and I'm sure that everybody on the page is excited as well. And so why don't we go ahead and get started, and we can just start with having you share a little bit about yourself.
Okay, awesome. So I'm 34. As Jennifer said, I'm a mom of two, a proud mom of two little girls. I am 8 years sober, and I say that because my life has just been full of pain, struggle, and addiction, but it is now just absolutely completely different, and I owe so much of that to Beachbody, and so I just can't wait to get into that part. But I just kind of want to give a little background of how I got started, because I really do believe that everything happens as it should in everybody's life, and I deeply feel that in my heart, and I didn't used to feel that way. Like I was so mad and resentful that I went through hard things, but I realize now that Beachbody has given me the ability and the power to share my story to help other people, which is what we do. So growing up, I did grow up in an alcoholic home, and my dad, he was very verbally abusive. I love my dad with my whole entire heart. He is a good person, but hurting people hurt people. And, you know, growing up, I became overweight when I was 12 years old. You know, we just weren't like a healthy family. And my dad would always make comments about my weight. And basically to him, fat is disgusting, fat is ugly. So I grew up thinking and knowing that being fat is not okay. Like that was my mentality. And my dad would call me ugly, fat, and disgusting. And I don't say these things and share these things about my dad to cut him down. Again, hurting people hurt people. But as a little girl, when you're hearing those things from your own dad, who you just want to feel like the most beautiful thing in the entire world, it affects you. And it deeply impacted me up until literally about 4 years ago, when I started my journey and really began the process of loving myself. Because it got to the point where he no longer had to say those things to me anymore, because I now believed those things in my mind, that I was not good enough, I was not smart enough, and I was not pretty enough. And I remember having the thought in my mind, I was 18 years old, and I was thinking to myself, if I was just skinny, my dad would not say that I'm ugly and I'm fat and I'm disgusting. He would think I'm beautiful. So I literally remember thinking to myself that if I could just be skinny, everything would be okay. And that one thought led to a full-blown eating disorder. It started out starving myself. I got down to 98 pounds, anorexic. Like that's what I was. I was literally like, I was losing my hair. I was skin and bones. I was weak all the time. Like literally, it was so mentally tormenting. And that led into bulimia, because I could no longer handle just starving myself. I wanted food. So I got all the food. So my struggle with food, I've struggled with food my entire life. As a little kid, I was overweight. Like I said, I was unhealthy. And then that led to starving myself. And then it led to overeating and then purging it up. So literally, it's been all or nothing. There's never been like this healthy way of eating. And you know, you trade one addiction for another, and I have a very addictive personality, and that led to my drinking also. So not only was I starving myself, not only was I, you know, consuming large amounts of foods and purging it up, but I was also drinking on top of that, okay? So my early 20s were spent blacking out, passing out, destroying myself mentally, emotionally, and physically, just destroying my body. Like I was not in a good place. And my mentality is, my dad always said, whatever you do, be a good one, be a good one. And I feel like I always live up to that, even when it comes to my drinking. I go balls to the walls and I go hard and I don't stop. So my drinking took me to a very, very dark place. I was 21 years old. I got into a relationship with a guy who was also an alcoholic, but he's like the happy-go-lucky kind. And then there's me, who you never know what you're gonna get. It's completely unpredictable. My mom used to, you know, we joke about it now, but used to say that I would turn into Satan. And it's funny, but it's not funny because that's true. Like I was very unpredictable, I was very ugly, and I was also verbally abusive. So what I received from my own dad, I would put that onto other people. So I'm just giving you a background of just the person that I was in these dark years. And my boyfriend ended up, he couldn't handle me anymore and he left me. And when he left me, that's when things really took a turn and I just went, like I dove way deeper into drinking, into the bottle, as I would say. And I started passing out in public places, go to the emergency room. Literally, I would drink hoping that I would not wake up. I did not want to live anymore. I didn't have the guts to kill myself, but I knew if I drank enough, it would kill me. And I would always wake up in the ER with all of these things attached to me once again in the hospital, and I would always survive. I was always alive. I woke up and I just remember feeling so defeated, and I completely hated who I had become. Growing up, even though things were bad with my dad and he was verbally abusive, there were also a lot of very good memories. We were a sports family. We went on camping trips. When he was sober, he was a good person. He was a funny man, and he still is to this day. And I love that, and I cherish those moments, and I hold on to those. But things were really, really bad, you know. And I grew up playing sports, and when I became 18 and all of that baggage happened, I just lost myself. I lost who I was. I was an athlete. I wanted to go to a D1 school. That was my dream, because I was like, if I could just get away from here, you know, then everything will be okay. And that didn't happen because things were so chaotic and dysfunctional at home that it just led to me going nowhere, right? So I lost who I was in drinking, and I wanted so badly to get back to that girl, that vibrant, happy, outgoing Savannah, but I was gone. I was so far gone, and I did not ever think that I was gonna pull myself out of that. I was 26 years old. I went on a 3-day bender. I was in a hotel room. I messaged my mom, who had completely cut me off at this point. And thankfully, for whatever reason, I know now that it was God that stepped in. I asked her for help, and she came and got me out of that hotel room. She brought me to the hospital. And I just remember laying in that hospital bed, and I was like, I asked God for help. I was like, I'm gonna die. I knew that death was near if I did not get help. And I went to treatment, and then I went to detox first and then to treatment, and my journey started right there. 26 years old, sober, no college degree, no nothing, just a history of verbally abusing myself and just completely sabotaging my life. So now I'm 26, don't know what I'm doing with my life. I have no direction, no goals, no dreams. I'm just trying to survive and stay sober. So I live a few years in sobriety. I'm starting to piece my life back together. And then I'm 30 years old. I had my first daughter when I was 29. And I'll never forget this, you know, and I was just sharing with Jennifer yesterday, just how cool Beachbody and how everything happens for a reason. And it comes into your life just at the right time. And everything you go through, just your struggles can become your strength, right? I was 30 years old. I was working nights as a waitress. I was living with my mom. I felt like the biggest loser on the planet. Even though I was sober, I just was so unfulfilled. I was deeply insecure still. I was struggling. I still had issues with food and anorexia and bulimia. And here I am, a mother now of a 9-month-old little girl. And when I had that little girl, you know, I didn't want her to grow up hating herself and struggling like I did. So I remember having these feelings like, I just want to be a good mom. I want to be a leading example. This is before Beachbody even came into the picture. I just wanted to be different. I wanted to be her hero. I wanted to be the best that I could for her. And I was going to work at night as a waitress. I hated leaving her. I wanted nothing more than to just be home with her. And I was so, when I say unfulfilled, it just doesn't even do its justice. I was so unhappy. And down deep within, even though I was so unhappy, I knew deep within me that I had a purpose on this earth. Ever since I was a little girl, I've had this feeling, and I was always afraid to share this because I feel like it, it sounds like I have a huge ego, but that's not true. Like, I just had this feeling as a little girl. I remember being 5 years old, riding my bike around the block and having kids follow me, that I just had a purpose on this earth, that God has a huge, huge plan for my life. And I just didn't know what that was yet. And I just remember I was working nights as a waitress, miserable, going into work, crying, going into the bathroom stall while I was at work crying, and then leaving work crying because I hated it. And I had that boss that treated me bad. Every time I made a mistake, he made me feel like the biggest freaking idiot on the planet in front of everybody. And I just hated being there. I got a message from my childhood fast pitch teammate one day randomly because I had the Insanity DVDs. I was 9 months postpartum going through all of that, right? And I had the Insanity DVD. So I did a workout, and back then I never posted on Facebook, but for some reason I posted that day and I said, just started day 1 of Insanity. That was it. Well, my childhood fast pitch teammate, she had just became a coach a week before. She saw my post, she reached out, and she said, have you ever thought about becoming a coach? That was it. That was the message. And I was like, I have no idea what a coach even is. Like, I had no idea that this coaching opportunity even existed, which is why it is so important and why I love to share about it, because I didn't know about this opportunity. And it's up to us as coaches to be out there and sharing about it. So she messaged me and I said I didn't know what it was, but for that next week, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I was so intrigued by the fact that you could get healthy, help others, and earn an income. I was like, is this even real? Like, what? And remember, I'm in this horrible state of mind, just so unhappy with my life. And I remember a week went by and I saw her make a post on Facebook that she had earned an extra $200. $200, that was it. And I was like, I want that $200. Like, if you can earn $200 just by getting healthy and helping people, like, that to me was so intriguing. And the fact that Beachbody's whole purpose and vision is literally living your best, becoming the best, healthiest version of yourself. That's our job. That's what we get to do. So I remember reaching out to her that day. I signed up that day and I went balls to the walls, because remember how I told you that whatever you are, be a good one. And I have an addictive personality. So whatever I do, I go hard at. Well, I was like, I'm all in. I am miserable. I am unhappy. I want to be healthy for my daughter. I want to be a leading example for her. So this opportunity is like, I remember thinking it was like the golden opportunity. This is my chance. I get to get healthy. That was my number one priority at that time. I want to do this because I want to get healthy. I want to know what that looks like. And I obviously wanted to get away from the job that I was in. I didn't want to wait tables for the rest of my life for a dickhead boss who treated me bad and made me feel like a worthless piece of garbage every time I walked in the door. That's what it was like working at that job. I remember walking into work one day, miserable, knowing that it was going to be another bad night at work. And I can't remember what he was like, he said something where he was just being rude to me. And I looked at him and I was like, is this how the whole night's going to go? And he was like, I don't know, Savannah, why don't you tell me? And I was like, I'm pretty sure that it is going to be. So I'm going to walk out that door and I'm never coming back. I freaking walked out that door and I have never gone back. And that was literally a turning point for me. But I was so proud that I walked out that door, and it was way before I planned to earn enough money with Beachbody and then quit that job. I wasn't there yet, but I didn't want to be there anymore. So all I walked out the door, I called my husband crying. I was like, I don't know what I just did. I just quit my job. Like, we can't, like, we need money. Like, what did I just do? But I just remember feeling so deep within me that I was meant to be a coach. This opportunity is it, and you just have to run with it. And that's what I did. I started inviting my freaking butt off, and I hit Success Club 10 every single month since I become a coach. And I do say that proudly because I got to work right away. I didn't wait till I was not a mess to start helping people. I didn't wait till I had some amazing, incredible transformation mentally, emotionally, and physically, I started inviting people right away, because when I joined Dare to Dream, the best freaking team, Jessica Bowser Nelson is the leader of this team, and I am so grateful for her and everything that she does. She leads with her heart, she leads with passion, and she genuinely wants to help people. And I remember when I joined Dare to Dream, I just remember feeling like I was a part of something so special. Like I was like, wow, this is like so exciting. Just the energy and the inspiration and the motivation, that I was like, this is it. And I started a workout program, and I started the nutrition plan, because remember, I didn't know how to eat healthy. It was either too much or nothing at all. There was no in between. So those containers, those little annoying containers that are color coded, helped a girl like me learn what portion control was, learned how to eat healthy. And the workout programs were laid out for us. All I had to do was show up and do day 1, show up and do day 2, show up and do day 3, follow the nutrition plan to the best of my ability, and start doing personal development. I started doing everything that the leaders on the team said to do. If you want results, do this. So that's what I did. I was a student, and I wanted what Morgan Anderson, Alexis, and Jessica Bowser Nelson had. So I did the things that they said to do. And now it is the absolute greatest freaking gift and the greatest honor to be able to pass that on to other people. What we get to do as coaches is passing the gift of health on to other people. And that alone right there, to me, is the most exciting thing about what we get to do. At the beginning of this year, I said, this is my year. I'm going to launch myself. And then the pandemic came, right? And I also teach Insanity Live classes, and that obviously got taken away. I know Beachbody Live does not exist anymore, but I still exist, and I have that certification, and I use it to what it's intended to do, and that is to help people through group fitness. And when the pandemic hit, I was no longer able to go and teach classes. So I had to figure out something, because it's something that I'm deeply passionate about, alongside helping people with at-home fitness programs and nutrition. So it was like a month ago, I had this vision of creating a virtual boot camp, Monday to Friday, 5 a.m., waking up, doing live workouts with people, and waking up in gratitude, doing positive affirmations, doing personal development, and doing a workout at 5 a.m. So that's what we're doing. So for the last 2.5 weeks, I have been taking a group and getting up at 5 a.m. and there's over 20 people, there's always 20 to 25 people getting on this live workout. And we are transforming our life, a life that Beachbody has given me, and a life that Beachbody showed me what being healthy truly is, and what it means to transform, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. I always tell my coaches and my clients that this is a life journey. This is not a physical transformation journey. This is a freaking life journey that you can change and get better and step into your purpose if you do these things. And it has literally just lit my soul on fire all over again. And I'm just so excited that I get to be a part of this, that I get to be a part of helping other people. I never would have thought that me, myself, drunk, loser, pathetic Savannah, passing out in ditches, blacking out, wanting to die, and now being here, sitting in this chair, sharing my story, talking to you, and being so deeply passionate about that. Beachbody has given me this platform that I get to share my story and help other people. I put everything out there on social media because that's how we connect with people. When I very first became a coach, it was just all about posting workouts, but how I connect with people is truly just sharing who I am, sharing myself, my struggles. What I think is so fascinating about Beachbody is that we are all unique. Every single person, you don't have to have my story to be successful. You have your story, and we all have a story. If you look at all the top 10 coaches right now, they all have a different story. They are all completely different people. And when I very first became a coach, I was like, okay, I need to be like that coach if I want to be successful. And it wasn't me. That's not who I was. And it wasn't until I truly started just sharing Savannah, myself, my struggles, my insecurities, and then what I'm doing to overcome it, talking about the solution and sharing about how Beachbody is changing my life, how the personal development has helped me, how I've learned the nutrition, how just everything intertwined, working together is where the true transformation happens. I literally could talk about this all freaking day. I was like so nervous to get on here, and now I just like can't shut up, because that's what Beachbody does. That's what this opportunity has given me, the excitement and passion for life to just go out there and run with this opportunity. So that's what I have.
Wow, Savannah, thank you so much for sharing that. I don't know about, I'm sure that all the coaches who are on are just, I had goosebumps so many times during your story, because what a woman you are to have come from such a hard place, but you took all those trials, you took all of those problems that existed in your life, and you turned it around, and is now your biggest triumph. It is now the platform that's helping you be your best self and helping coaches be their best selves. And so coaches, I would just want to remind you that everybody has a story. Everybody has a story to share, and there are people looking for you, looking for your story, looking to relate to you, like Savannah said. And so I also love, Savannah, that you shared that you didn't wait until you had reached your destination, because the destination is a lifetime, that you start now sharing what's going on now, and in the process of your journey, sharing that, because coaches are looking for you. So please make sure, coaches, that you are sharing your story. And thanks so much again, Savannah, for taking the time to come on today and share your incredible journey of heartache and triumph, and how you have overcome and just made the best of your life. We appreciate it so, so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Bye, guys. We'll see you soon.
Bye.